Alrighty, we're diving back in here and we are trying to solve for x again. So it's just another example problem. I've already done one. I'm going to do the same thing. You are often given problems where you're told that two triangles are similar. When you're told that, you're given a lot of information about it. Okay, you're told that all of the angles are going to be congruent, you have to match them up, and the sides are proportional. That proportionality of sides is what helps you solve for that missing sides. So I need to use my similarity statement, which is right here. This is my similarity statement. All right, that squiggly line in the middle means similar. We're told ABD, triangle ABD, is similar to triangle CFE. So I need to grab a highlighter or a colored pencil and I need to match up the corresponding sides. I'm going to do that using the letters and the order of the letters in the similarity statement. So ABD. So A and B come first. I will highlight A and B on the small triangle. C and F come first and second on the second part of the triangle. So C and F I need to highlight. That would be right here. Those two sides are corresponding. Grab a different color. Highlight, let's see, B and D, let's choose. B and D is on the small triangle. And I need to match that up with the last two letters on the other one. So FE. FE. This is important to make sure you're not mixing and matching which parts of your proportion show up, right? You don't want to get that wrong. Let's do, I guess, blue next. Once you do the first two, the last one is pretty easy. You can check it if you want, but it's D and A were the first and last letter, and C and E were the first and last letter. So you can just double check. That's how you know which sides are corresponding. So they're proportional, right? We don't know how many times bigger one is than the other, one triangle is than the other. In fact, that number might not be a clean number like 2 or 3 or 4. It might be like 2.5 or 2.75. It can be hard to see that. The way you work with that, like how many times bigger is it, is you use the information that's given, okay? So now what I told you before is to set your proportion up by starting with what you're solving for. Start your proportion by setting up x divided by something. Now, x was the green side, which I already did that work, so I'm going to divide by the green side in the other triangle. In both of the examples that I've done so far, this one being the second one, I am putting x in the bigger triangle. It's not always like that, okay? It could be that x is in the smaller triangle. It doesn't, I just chose the examples that way. But start with x in the numerator because that'll make your life easier when you're solving. It's fewer steps. So since I chose x over 3.3, I then need to choose from the big triangle 8.1 and divide that by 2.5 because I need to match up the blue sides. All sides are proportional in the same way. So those red sides, I don't actually know the numbers there, but if I had the numbers, I could have chosen that ratio instead. So you want to look for given information. 8.1 and 2.5 was given. You can see the red side, I don't have any idea. Let's say I did know that side, but I didn't know the other one on the smaller triangle. I wouldn't want to use those red sides to compare because I couldn't set up any equation with it. So use what's given to you. And the only thing that's really different with this problem is just there's some decimals, but you should be able to use a calculator. We're going to follow all the same steps. And so what that requires us to do is get rid of this divide by 3.3. That says x divided by 3.3. To get rid of a divide by 3.3, I'm going to multiply times 3.3 on both sides. In algebra, we multiply or divide or add or subtract evenly to both sides. I don't want to do something to just one side of the equal sign and not to the other. So when I do that to the left, those cancel, making 1x. So now I have 1x, which equals 8.1 divided by 2.5 times 3.3. The 3.3 really gets multiplied times 8.1. Okay, so we're really making this multiplication happen right there. Okay, so I'm going to take my calculator. I'm going to type in my calculator, which I know a lot of you like using your phone, 8.1 times 3.3. And I got, according to my calculator, 26.73 divided by 2.5. And when I multiply all that out, or divide that out, 26.73 divided by 2.5, I get 10.692. So it's 10.692. Let's write our answer out really cleanly. X is going to be equal to 10.692 centimeters. If your teacher asks you to round to a certain amount of decimal places, you could do that. I could say 10.7, but in this class we can do 3 decimal places. That is just fine. All right, so that is just one more example of how to solve for X given that similarity statement. Highlight the sides, write your proportion, solve for X. I certainly hope that helps. Good luck.